monster husband who strangled his wife as their young daughter slept upstairs. He did it in a jealous rage because she planned to leave him over his abuse, her heartbroken family have revealed. Isabella Knight, a 32-year-old woman, was choked to death by Paul Knight at the home they shared together in Burton Latimer, Northamptonshire, on June 13th last year, after telling him she had had enough of his controlling behavior and bullying. The morning after killing Izzy, as she was fondly known by friends, Knight asked his mother to babysit their 2 children before making a botched attempt to kill himself, crashing his car in a McDonald's. This week, Knight, 36, finally admitted murdering Izzy and was told he can expect a life sentence at his next court appearance. After his guilty plea, Tim Davies, Izzy's father, said she had suffered years of mental and verbal abuse at the hands of Knight and had finally told him that the marriage was over when he killed her. Speaking to the Daily Mail, Mr. Davies said, "She suffered from his controlling behavior and verbal and psychological abuse, particularly over the last few years. She told him that she wanted to split, and they had come to an agreement on how to handle things for the benefit of the kids. Izzy made it clear that she'd had enough." Mr. Davies, 58, revealed that what has added to the family's heartache is that she never shared her marriage woes with them, and they only discovered the truth after her death. "She never told me her troubles, and that's hard for me to take," he said. She discussed it with some of her close friends, but we only found out about the domestic pressure she was under after her demise. "The truth about her marriage really shocked me, and this has added to the emotional trauma the whole family has been going through." Izzy's sister Georgia added, "We only found out the truth about her marriage afterwards, and it was a huge shock. Izzy was my best friend. We spoke every day, but she never told me anything about the abusive behavior she was suffering because she wanted to protect the family. She was a lovely sister and one of the most caring, selfless, and loving people you could meet." Mr. Davies revealed that Izzy's 2 daughters, aged 6 and 3, are now being cared for by her mother Helena and her partner David, who have become their legal guardians. He added, "We as a family are supporting my ex-wife and granddaughters. We're helping out with the kids at weekends and are pulling together to make sure they have a good upbringing. We face the challenge united as a family of raising them and dealing with the future. Izzy was a wonderful mom and daughter. Her kids were more important to her than anything, and we will do our best to honor her memory." Mr. Davies and Georgia said that they did not want to speak about Knight or comment on what sentence he deserves. But Mr. Davies added, "We've been told that he's looking at around 15 years imprisonment before he'd be eligible for parole. In my opinion, that's not enough. My ex-wife George and I have all decided that we will read out our victim impact statements ourselves when Knight is sentenced. That's when you'll hear how we feel about him and the full extent of his behavior towards my daughter." Knight is due to appear for sentencing at Northampton Crown Court on January 29th. Mr. Davies added, "We were told on Christmas Eve that he had decided to change his plea, but we knew the truth all along, and it doesn't change anything we think about him." Mr. Davies also expressed concerns at the failure of the government to bring Jade's Law into force. This is new legislation in the UK that automatically suspends parental responsibility for a parent who has been convicted of killing their partner. It means that a convicted parent cannot have a say in key decisions affecting their children's lives. But the law is not applicable, yet meaning a court will have to rule if Knight should be exempted from making decisions about his children. Mr. Davies said, "If Jade's Law was operating, we would not have this concern. I may potentially have to pay for legal advice to get him exempted, and that's not right. It's ridiculous that the government has taken so long over this. It was passed through Parliament in April 2024, yet only remains prospective because of a disagreement between the Ministry of Justice and family court authorities." After strangling Izzy and unsuccessfully trying to commit suicide, Knight left the family home and crashed his car in a car park of a nearby McDonald's restaurant. Officers from Northamptonshire Police Force responded to the collision, and after finding his behavior odd, decided to search his home address, leading to the grim discovery of Izzy's body. In the summer, Georgia set up a fundraiser for Izzy's 2 children, who have now lost both their mother and their father. The GoFundMe page has already raised more than £16,000 from 459 donations. Georgia, who has 2 young children of her own, said, "Izzy was my older sister, and we've grown up together. We went to the same schools and shared a bedroom until we were 17. We've done like everything together in terms of our stages of life. We were extremely close, and because of the children, and we would meet up like every week. We spoke every single day on voice notes. It was always about the children. She added, the response to the GoFundMe has been amazing. I share it on Facebook, and it just went up quicker than I had ever expected. Knight, 36, previously admitted manslaughter, but had denied murdering his wife, with a 2-week trial due begin on Thursday morning. However, just as the case was about to start, Knight, an area sales manager for a property business, changed his plea to guilty. His barrister, John Lloyd Jones Casey, explained in Northampton Crown Court that he had met with his client before Christmas, and he had decided to admit murder. Knight kept his head bowed during the hearing in court. Mr. Lloyd Jones said, he has never denied that he unlawfully killed a victim in this case. He pleaded guilty to manslaughter at the first opportunity. The events of that night have been a source of huge anguish for him, as, of course he accepts, they have been for a very large number of other people. Mr. Lloyd Jones then asked that the count of murder could be put to his client again. As the clerk read the charge, Knight looked down and then replied guilty. Her Honor Judge Adrian Lucking warned Knight that there was only one sentence she could pass, that of life imprisonment, but that she must decide the minimum amount of time he will serve before he becomes eligible for parole.